store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, you need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions.
And this is the Home Repairs and Solutions Show, brought to you by Spring Mountain Air, with your hosts Mary Pearson and Mark Withers. Now here's Mary and Mark.
Good morning. How are you this morning, Mr. Mark?
I'm very good, Mary. How are you doing?
I'm great. The sun's shining and it's Friday and it's a beautiful day.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day in the Ozarks.
Yes, it is. Of course, most days in the Ozarks.
They are.
I love living in the Ozarks. So, but I'm a little sad that the trees didn't keep their color very long this year.
They didn't. They were really pretty.
They were beautiful.
For a while. Yeah. I took a little drive yesterday up to Stockton, Missouri. And, the scenery, of course, it's beautiful drive. It's a beautiful day, but the trees just weren't real pretty anymore.
No, we were going home the other day, going home every day, and we were on the way home in Color Ground, and Paul said, it just kind of looks like it's rusty now. All the color was it just looks like everything's kind of rusty.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting way of looking at it.
Well, it kind of is.
Like things are just getting rusty.
Getting rusty. That's right. So.
Pretty soon we won't even have that. So.
No, I tell you what. And from the looks of my yard, I think every tree in our neighborhood is all. I don't have any big trees in my front yard. But I sure have the leaves.
Lots of leaves.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So they come from every neighbor I have.
Yep. My husband's doing that today. He went down to help his parents get all the leaves out. They live in kind of a timber area, and they have lots of trees and stuff. And it collects around the foundation of the house really bad. So he took his machine down there, and he's going to try and get all the leaves and stuff away from the foundation of their house, and some of it picked up and cleaned up for him today. So
yeah.
I wish him lots of luck with that. That's a dirty job, let me tell you.
Well, one thing, at least it's not real windy today. So
that's true. Yeah, it's even worse when it's windy.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yep, that's for sure.
You just kind of fight yourself all the time.
You do. That's for sure. So, but it is a great time of the year. I love this time of year. I love the days it gets up in the 60s and 70s, and nights gets real nice cooler. And cool. And
great campfire night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Good campfire night.
Just a great day out. You don't have to worry as much about the snakes and stuff like that, and chiggers and ticks and all that kind of thing. We're getting into the season where we don't have to worry about that, and you can be out and tromp around the woods and stuff. And
yep.
Yeah. So.
And the poison ivy dies down because I get that really bad. So I don't do much stomping around in the woods with a poison ivy.
Well, I don't blame you.
We have a caller already. We have Don from Springfield on the line. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. First of all, I enjoy you two every Friday morning.
Well, thank you, Don.
Thank you.
I just heard the news, and I want to ask a question about remodeling your house, or even if you live in an apartment like I do.
Okay.
First of all, with the economy the way it's been, and the election coming up, I guess a stupid question, but I want to ask the professionals this time and see what's your opinion. I guess has the economy affected the home building business, remodeling business like Home Depot or Lowe's or retail? Has it got any in business, or is it booming? And I'll hang up and listen.
Well, that's a good question, Don. Typically, we not only build new houses, we do remodels, and we buy a lot of foreclosed properties and redo those and stuff. And from what I see, and since I'm not in the lumber business, anymore, I work, like almost 10 years for Herman Lumber. There's two things that's really hurt everybody this year. Number one is the economy is it's a little bit slow. Election year is always a slow time till we get past this election and everything. And I don't know why, but I guess everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen. But the new home building has been slow the last 3 or 4 years. But I tell you what, the remodeling, and I think a lot more people are thinking, well, we can't really afford to build or buy, which is kind of crazy because interest rates are so good right now, that we're going to go ahead and we're going to remodel. So I see, from just being in the stores and stuff, it looks like everything's really, since we're not in it no more, it's kind of hard to say. But you guys experience a lot of remodels or more new construction right now?
This last year, we've seen more remodels.
Uh-huh.
People are doing remodels and upgrading their heating and air conditioning systems and doing a lot of change-outs for people, upgrading their old inefficient system to new higher efficiency, or maybe they need a different size because they've added a room.
Sure.
So we've seen that a lot more than the new construction as well.
Right.
So that's we agree with you on that.
Yeah. That's a good question. It's a good call, Don, and we appreciate that. So.
Looks like we have another caller. We have Marty on the line this morning. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning. I just turned on the radio after coming back into work, and I've got an answer for Don. Often to get stuff for here at work. And the checkout lady I usually go to, out there a month or so ago, she had a little logbook, and she said she always writes down her sales totals for the day. I said, well, do you guys get paid by, a commission? She goes, oh, no, I just keep it for my own use. And she told me that her average daily sales right now are about half of what they were 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine
I'm
that.
sure that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think most businesses have seen a little bit of a decrease just over the last few years.
Yeah. But I think it's, may have picked up just a little bit, but I don't think anything major is going to happen until we get through the election and see what's going to happen next year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I think that's true.
Yep. So
Thank you so much, Marty.
You're welcome.
Hey, we got Steve out in Battlefield. Go ahead, Steve.
I just have I have two statements or comments.
Okay.
One is everybody says waiting after election for anything. I've noticed my eBay. I sell a lot of stuff on eBay, and it's almost come to a halt the last 5 to 6 weeks. I mean, It's just really, really slowed down. So I'm not posting anything. But the reason I'm calling is several years back there was a style of drywall put up, and then the coating put on it was like a real rough, kind of an adobe looking. It was put on real thick, and then they troweled over it just a little bit to flatten out it.
Yeah.
Are you stuck with that once that's on there?
Well, usually, unfortunately, yeah, it's really tough to get off. What can be done is a good drywall man could probably come in and re-skim that and maybe fill that in to make it a smooth surface again. If it was done right, it's on there good, and it's not going to come off.
So you're going you're stuck with this. Is a beautiful home we looked at. House. It's not a Spanish style house, and I don't know why that was put in there as a style. I mean, there's lots of different finishes you can do for drywall in the home, but this one's rough, and then you can see up top where it's so rough it catches dust.
Right. I
mean, it's probably got a good 1/8 to 1/4 inch texture, differentiating.
Sure. Yeah.
But when people put that stuff on, do they not understand? I better like it. And can I sell this home? 5 or 10 years down the road? Is this a style? I don't see where you can go wrong with just good flat with paint.
Yeah, I agree. Now, what you can do, you can take and get you, a lot of the drywallers now use a sanding screen instead of like the sandpaper, and get the real coarse and a sanding pole and just go at that. You're going to create a mess, but you're going to knock the majority of it down, and where it can be re-skimmed, and probably made a good flat texture. It's just however much work a person wants to put in it. That would be tough to do, but it can be done.
It's a whole house, and they did the whole house, and it's about a 4,000 square foot home.
Yeah, be a lot of sanding.
Yes, it would.
That's pretty much out of the question. You better like that texture and assume that somebody else is going to like it. If you want to sell your home. So thank you very much, guys. That's what I'm trying to find an easy way out.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the call there. So good luck. We have Emmett here in Springfield. Go ahead, Emmett.
Morning.
Good morning.
Do either of you do anything with geothermal installations?
Yes.
Geothermal heat and air conditioning?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we have a guest with us here in the studio. We have Jeremy with EnergyWise. And he does energy audits and does all types of things and works with geothermal. So were you looking at maybe putting one in? Did you have a question about one or?
Well, investigating about putting one in. Basically, what is I have an older home that doesn't have any ductwork in it.
Uh-huh.
And I know that I've seen plans for split systems that use air-to-air heat exchangers, but when it comes to geothermal, I don't think I've seen any split systems, and I wonder if it's possible. Or, well, not necessarily. I know it's possible. I wonder if it's done.
It is done. Actually, we just looked at one a couple weeks ago at a split system. They're probably affordable, just depending on what size your house is, determines a lot of it.
It's 1,300 square feet.
1,300 square feet, I wouldn't recommend going with geothermal. That's just my own personal preference because the payback takes so long on that, where if you go with a good, high efficiency system, it's going to pay for itself pretty quick.
Well,
Do you have a lot of land, Emmett, or?
yeah, I've got 1 3/4 acres.
Okay. All right. Yeah, usually on a small house like that, we don't recommend geothermal. Like Jeremy said, you can get very high efficiency split systems now. You can get 96% furnaces and 18% heat pumps or whatever. And cost wise and payback wise, you're going to be a lot better off going with a split than a geothermal.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to have very inefficient. Very efficient system and very low utility bill split system.
Are the regular split systems eligible for the tax credits?
No, but you are eligible to get a rebate from city utilities.
No, not where my house is.
Oh, you're not a city utilities client? Okay.
I'm sitting in Springfield, but that's not where I live.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I don't know I don't know who's your utility provider.
Empire Electric. And propane tanks in the backyard.
Oh, rebates? Do you know, Jeremy?
Empire does still have rebates available.
Yeah, I think Empire still is giving some rebates on splits.
Uh-huh.
So you would be able to get a rebate on a split system.
Okay, and what's the maximum number of zones that a split system can deal with?
That I don't know, Emmett. That's too technical for me. I don't have the answer to that question.
Okay. And I was also interested in potentially making domestic hot water. That was another reason to be thinking about geothermal as well.
Okay.
Any input on that?
The larger the home, we're all for it. I mean, it's if you're sitting on a 3,000 square foot house, it's great. You get the low utility bills, pays for itself a little bit quicker. 1,300 square feet. If you're looking at putting in a $24,000 heating and cooling unit, it takes longer to pay for itself than the life expectancy is of the unit. Mm-hmm. We kind of stay away from it.
Sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah. I was going to say because, even though you're going to get low utility bills out of something like that, you still have operating equipment, and so, it does wear out over time just like a split does. They still has to be thing. So it would be pretty costly to do that in a home the size of yours. And I wouldn't recommend that either.
Okay. Well, thanks for the info.
Thanks for calling, Emmett.
All right, bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
If I had a house, and I lived out something personally myself that I would look at if I wanted to try to save money on my energy cost and provide some hot water and stuff, like the Hardy wood-fired outdoor furnaces that hooks into your
duct system.
Into your duct system.
Mm-hmm.
I know 2 or 3 people that have them, mm-hmm. and they absolutely love them, mm-hmm. and they do such a great job. I mean, that would be another alternative. I would think, and you're just looking at $7,000 or $8,000 for those, depending on which one you get.
Yeah, we have some clients that do that.
Uh-huh.
That they use that for their heat source.
Right.
A lot of them have a backup furnace though, because if you want to leave home, if you're not there to tend it and put wood in it all the time, then that's another issue. But and they are a good system as well. So, yep.
So
that'd be something to look at.
Jeremy,
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We haven't had time to properly introduce you today, which is good. We love those busy mornings. We like those calls.
We did great. But Jeremy's been on the show before. Jeremy's with Energy Wise. He does energy audits and helps people. Well, you tell them what you do.
We do home energy audits and improvements, so we go in and find out what's wrong with your house, figure out what we can do to save you some money that's going to be the most efficient and most cost effective, and help you lower those utility bills and stay a little bit more comfortable in your house.
And you're pretty much aware of all the rebates that are available, regardless of the utility company, correct?
Yeah, utility companies are kind of different. Stuff changes pretty quick with them, especially about right now when they've all turned over and it's their new year started already, and there's a lot of changes there. Federal wise, there's not a whole lot left out there. There's still a home energy audit tax credit available. It's not that substantial, but it is out there. But
Well, that's like city utilities just recently, October 1st, they changed their rebate program a little bit, and I haven't got the other utility company. We try to keep on top of that at Spring Mountain Air also, because they do change this time of year, and sometimes they increase the efficiencies or they change the rebate amount or what you have to do. And so we got to make sure that if we have a client in a area where, they have a rebate available, that we always make sure that they get the rebate that they're entitled to.
That's what we always find out where the customer lives before we go out and do the initial audit and run a check on their utility companies and find out what's out there and how much possibly they can get back. And then when you go through and decide what improvements they need to make, then you can run it again and find out what's out there for each improvement. So
a process, and it doesn't take how long does it take you to do an energy audit?
Depending on the size of the house, generally 2.5, 3.5 hours.
Okay. And then you have all this information, and then, which is a great idea, especially, and we talked about this before when you're on, but if you're someone who's wanting to maybe do some improvements to your house, maybe remodel, add a room or something like that, it's a good idea to have an audit, and then you know the best way to spend your money. Most people have a budget, or at least we do, and so you have, X amount of dollars, and you want to make sure that whatever money you put in your home you're going to get the most benefit from.
That's right.
And having an energy audit will definitely help you make good decisions like that.
And it gives you a little roadmap for the task ahead. So.
Well, and then you can prioritize things that way. You might be able to do maybe half of your projects this year and half of them next year, or whatever, however your budget works out. But
we've got a computer program where you basically model the house in after we've done the audit, and then we plug in the improvements that it needs, and it actually rates those from most cost effective to least cost effective, and what's going to save you the most money. That way you can kind of go through that list and say, okay, I can do this now, and you can hit the one that's going to give you the most bang for your buck first and start saving money right away.
That's all we all like, save
which
money.
Is a good thing.
Yeah. Now, what about the folks that's out there, they're really starting to notice this time of year, a little bit of cold air coming in here and there and the different things happening, but they just don't have the money to go out and do a whole lot. Is there any resources out there for them nowadays?
Unfortunately, now it's all dwindling down and disappearing. The weatherization, OCAC here locally, had a lot of money brought in through the state. You can check with them, see what's left, see what's available, but it's all depleting quickly.
I'd heard that. It used to be, it was so easy to qualify for their assistance and get your house weatherized and stuff, but I heard that it was slowly going away. So if you're going to do it, you need to make that call now.
Make that call now. See if they've got anything left. If nothing else, get you on that waiting list. And, they do it year round, even when they're not, getting all this large funding. They get small amounts every so often, and you can get on that list and be ready.
Yeah, but a tube or two of caulk and a little pack of weather strip is not that expensive.
That's right. And grab you a can of spray foam and
there you go.
Start finding those holes and filling them up. And it's not going to hurt anything. Check your attic. Attic insulation's not that expensive.
So there's all kinds of things that a person can do on their own to prepare for the cold weather that we're going to have.
And it's coming.
Yes, it is.
Unfortunately. I would be fine. I would love it if we had winter December and January, and then in February we got spring back. That'd be good. Weather for the holidays, but once the holidays over, I'm done. I'm ready for spring.
I just
don't
wish
know where you can find that.
We could just push that old magical button, and it would snow on Christmas or Christmas Eve.
There you go.
And then we flip the switch and it's gone after the holidays. Would that be nice?
Yeah. Are you kind of a controlling type personality there?
No, not at all.
He just likes to wear shorts.
There you go.
I just like to wear shorts.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, all these clothes are cumbersome.
Oh yeah, I guess folks go to take off and go to South Texas and Florida, for the winter to get away from it. And
that's correct.
And this is a good question probably for both you guys, but if a person's going to do that, if they're going to leave and be gone several months, what's some things that they need to do to make sure their house stays good and safe, as far as heating and air and water lines don't freeze and all this and that while they're gone? What's some tips that we can throw out there to folks that's getting ready to leave for the 2 or 3 months?
Don't just shut everything off.
No, that's not a good plan. It is a good plan to discontinue having your newspaper delivered, though.
That's a good idea.
Because you don't want that piling up in the yard.
No,
Someone will realize no one's there, so you can stop the newspaper delivery. But some of the things, and we have some clients who do that. We have clients who go south for the winter. And so some of the things we recommend for them to do is, and they don't turn their system completely off.
Right.
Unless you want to completely winterize your, blow out the lines and go through all that. Most of them do not do that.
Right.
So, leave your thermostat set about, 50. 50 is not, it's not going to run a lot at 50 degrees. Sure. We don't have really that many super cold days typically here. So you could leave it at 50 degrees. It'll keep things from freezing and that type of thing. If you're going to be gone a long time, though, it is a good idea to have someone at least go by and check on your house periodically because things can happen while you're gone. So you don't want to come back and find out that, the refrigerator line came loose and flooded your house from the ice maker. Yeah. Those type of things.
Right.
But that's some of the things that we just recommend as far as the heating and air part.
Sure. And something that's important to look at your thermostat. If your thermostat runs off batteries, I think we talked about this a little last week. Change those batteries.
Make sure there's new batteries so that it continues to work while you're gone.
Yep.
And because if it quits working, the whole system's going to quit working. So you don't want that.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
So, and before we went on, Gary brought up a good point. Time changes this weekend. It's a good time to change those batteries in your smoke detector, your carbon monoxide detector.
Yep.
Change the furnace filters.
Yep.
Just do it all. It's a good reminder for us.
Good reminder. Yep.
That's right. So we need to take a break.
We do, but come back. We have some great announcements when we come back. We have the oldest hottie winner, and we'll be telling you about that in just a few minutes.
Yep. Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
Here's news on the Ozarks News Network. The Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission has voted against a proposal to widen a section of Republic Road, Glenstone, and Highway 65. The measure must still be voted on by City Council. The Missouri State Highway Patrol and other police agencies are cracking down on seatbelt use today. The Get on Route 66 will be carried out by Highway Patrol and local police in Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California, states along the historic Route 66. And the Missouri Public Service Commission has denied a request by Empire District Electric to raise interim rates. The increase was due to $6.2 million related to tornado recovery impact. The rate would have brought a 1.5% increase for the average customer. For the Ozarks News Network, I'm Arlen Summers.
Sunshine mixing with a few clouds. A nice day today, high of 72. Cloudy for tonight, low 47. A mix of clouds and sun. We will see a shower or thunderstorm in spots tomorrow. High near 60 as we start the weekend. Low down to 38 tomorrow night. We will see a mix of clouds and sun on Sunday. The high again near 60. Turning cloudy, there is a chance for a shower on Monday. The high of 58. I'm AccuWeather's Jason Lord.
Beat the holiday rush and enjoy shopping at the Covenant Presbyterian Church's annual Church Mice Sale and Holiday Bazaar. Featured will be the collectible church mice, along with Christmas-themed crafts, a white elephant table, bakery goods, and items for the silent auction. The bazaar is scheduled for Saturday, November 3rd, from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the church, 2441 South Lone Pine in Field.
This is Jim James. The choice of an attorney is too important to make based solely on advertising. You've seen or heard this at the end of all lawyer advertising, but it's true. If you want to learn more about making the right choice, or just want to let the court system, our juries, or judges, tune in to Legally Speaking with Jim James every other Tuesday, all with the Ferris Mortgage Hour, p.m., right after Rush on KWTO AM 560, the talk of the Ozarks.
Are you concerned with losing money in your retirement account? Tune in each Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. to Common Sense Economics for the Family with Tommy Ruff. Learn the secrets of how to eliminate fees and commissions and market losses without spending one more dime than you're currently spending. That's every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Common Sense Economics for the Family with Tommy Ruff, right here on KWTO AM.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repair solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix windows, they'll fix your house. They'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and
And we're back with the second Home Repairs and Solutions. If you've been listening and following our show, you know that we ran a Oldest Hottie contest at Spring Mountain Air, and we're going to announce the winner today, right now.
That's exciting.
It was exciting. We had so much fun running this contest, and the winner of the Oldest Hottie is Lane McKay. So congratulations to Lane. The furnace that she is from 1947.
Wow.
It's an old arm. She's on gas, and it still works. Checked it out, fired it up, fired off. It's not very efficient, though.
I would say not.
It's less than 50% efficient, so, more per flue.
Wow.
But she won the contest, so congratulations to her. And we're going to be installing a 96% high-efficiency natural gas furnace. So, Jeremy, what do you think her utility bill is going to do?
Oh, well, since you're going to be saving her about 56% of what she's losing now, they're going to be phenomenal.
She has free utilities.
She's going to really enjoy that.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
When I get back to the office today and calling her and setting up an appointment to have that put in for her. And then it was kind of fun. We had several old ones. We had one also from 1951. There are still, so there are still some old units out there. Some of them are still working. It's kind of amazing this contest because we find the neatest stuff, And the really fun part for us though is when we take that old one out and put the new one in. They are so excited because, like Jeremy said, she's losing over half of her heat. She's losing it up the flue. So this is going to be a great thing for her. She's going to have a new furnace and a low utility bill and a nice warm winter. So thank you for everyone who participated too. It was a lot of fun.
Well, we need to thank Spring Mountain Air because if it wasn't for you guys, well, she wouldn't have that nice new toasty house.
That's true.
So thank you for doing
well,
what
you betcha. You betcha. We enjoy
awesome.
doing that and helping folks out. So we have another caller.
We do. We have Gloria holding on. Hello, Gloria.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Mary. How
Hi.
you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, fine. Hey, I'm
okay.
And that was outside wood furnaces. Not for me, because I just got a new furnace and air conditioner.
Yes, you did.
Guys. But anyway, but my son has talked about this. He has it's a big home. It's built. It's out in the country. It's in Ash Grove, and there's a natural gas line goes through the property. But he wants to put in a wood furnace. Now he's put in a new furnace now. He's got, like I said, gas heat and air conditioning, this and that. But he wants to put in a wood furnace outside. And he told me, and he does a lot of his studying. He's really good. A lot of good guys out there. And he told me it would cost $10,000. And I said, well, Steve, I don't know. I got to study this a little bit. I said, $10,000 is a lot of utility bills.
That's
true.
true.
You pay a lot of utility bills. I said to him, I says, you never know if something could happen to you or not. Would your wife, I called her by name, but would your wife be able to put the wood in that wood furnace outside? And I says, and if it becomes defunct. So what do you guys, he's 49, what do you guys advise? I mean, are they that great? I do like wood heat.
I I do too. Wood heat is very, very warm heat, for sure.
Well, when my husband and I, when we built our home, and we had a guy and put the roof on, and we did the whole interior, my husband and I. It was fantastic. And we built a flue right up the middle, so it warmed the upstairs, in the middle of the house. And it was 3 stories. And like one time, the utilities and everything, well, we were out in the country. But there was like a twister came through. People were out of electric and everything else for I don't know how many weeks. Long time. We were out for 3 weeks. But anyway, and then in an ice storm one time, and I called the operator about something. She says, you sound so nice. Everybody else is upset. I said, well, I got a wood stove going, a pot of bean soup on the stove,
there you
and
go.
I got oil lamps. What have I got to talk about?
Go ahead.
My question, Mary, is with furnaces. Because here's the thing, and I shouldn't say this on radio because it's nobody's business, but I own the mortgage on my son's house, and every other year I give him back whatever he paid me that year, and I would give this back, so I'd be paying him. I'd be giving him the money.
Right.
But if it's not good, I don't want him to spend it on that. So can you tell me anything good about it, and I'll hang up and listen unless you need to ask any questions.
Probably don't need to ask you any questions, but the thing about one of those type of heating
Outdoors.
systems with the wood stoves outside like that, they're a really good system. But what you have to remember is you do have to feed it wood. So if you don't have the wood available on your property to cut, then you have to buy the wood, and those stoves are very. So you have to really want to work with that kind of heat to put one in. So. It's just everyone's preference. I know people, like I said, we have clients who have them, and they absolutely love them. But
did I hear one of the guys here say you can have a water heater that from the wood furnace?
Well, that's how they operate, Gloria. They actually have a water tank there at the firebox that circulates the hot water through the coil that is put just above your furnace coil box. And so the hot water circulates through that, and that's what creates the heat in the house. And you can also have it where it'll circulate through your hot water heater also, so it keeps the water warm for that. And
really?
So yeah, that's the way they actually work.
Do you know? I will check with him. I don't know who he has looking at this.
Well,
do you know anybody that installs these?
And the only reason I know this. We bid some new plans for some folks just a month or two ago that's wanting us to build them a new house, and that is one of the things they wanted. Besides their normal heating and air system in the house, they wanted this outdoor wood furnace. And I did find, and I have all the information at my office, and I'll try to remember to bring that next week for the show. But the gentleman that actually and install those, I believe, is in Neosho, but he does them all around this part of the country. And I talked to him for. I'll get
next week.
I'll try to remember to bring that next week. Remind me.
Yeah,
of
I'll
that,
try to
Mary.
remind you that.
And,
okay. Now the other question that I asked is, can a woman do this?
Load the stove?
Well, put the wood.
And with those, the way they burn wood, it don't burn the wood up real fast.
Right.
You load it basically once or twice a day. I think is all it is.
Yeah.
And it's a real slow burn, and so it's not like you're going to open the door and you're going to see huge flames because you don't. It's a real slow burn process, very efficient. So it gets loaded once or twice a day.
What do you think about the price? 10,000. He said 10,000.
Well, the gentleman that gave me the estimate, and this was a huge house that we was talking about, and he said probably to get the highest efficiency one was going to be about 10,000. They start. Depending on the size of your house, down around 7 to 8, somewhere along in there.
Yeah,
so
they're pretty expensive,
Yeah.
but it's if it's something that you really want to do, then.
Well, I would support him, but $10,000 would pay a lot of utility bills.
That would buy a lot of natural gas, wouldn't it?
I know it.
Yeah.
I know. So I'll need a little feedback on that if you can give me any.
Sure. We'll sure try to do that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gloria.
All right.
So, remind me to do that.
I will try and do that. I'll send you an email.
Okay.
So you don't forget.
I'm liable to. You know how I am about forgetting.
I know.
I have several times.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Something I want to do before we get carried away here, because we've had a pretty busy morning, but Jeremy has not been able to get out his information for someone who wants to have an energy
Absolutely.
audit, someone
Right.
who's wanting to do a remodel or wanting some assistance with the best way to spend their budget for whatever they're wanting to do. How can they get a hold of you, Jeremy?
They can give me a call at 893-8941 or check us out on our website, energy.com.
There you go.
Nice and easy.
Jeremy will tell you.
Yes, he will.
Hey, you know, and I want to say something for all the builders, new construction people out there. Man, give Jeremy a call. He can be so much help. He's helped us on our houses and taught us how to be more energy efficient builders. And you don't have to be going green or whatever they call it. You can just want to make your places more efficient for the people you sell the houses to. And let me tell you, he can do it. And he can come out on the job. He'll work with you, show you exactly what you need to do, what you need to caulk, how you need to frame the walls to make it more efficient. I was pretty amazed. He really has done us a terrific job on our new construction.
And when someone does that, if you go out and do new construction like that, and they meet a certain energy criteria, is there something that you post on the house so that the prospective home buyer knows that it's a certain energy rating? They don't have to just take someone's word for it.
Right. There's a HERS rating. That's basically kind of like your miles per gallon on your car. You can get that done, and then if you meet a certain standard, we have an Energy Star, which is a little blue sticker you see on all your appliances stuff. Now we do that for your house. And you get a certificate you put away for it, get a nice sticker that goes in the breaker box of the house, and it's all kinds of good information that's been third-party verified, and it is what it is.
So there's no doubt about what's been done or
That's
anything.
right.
The information's there.
Yep.
And that's very important. You know, more and more we're getting more conscious about how we build and how efficient our places are. You know, as a builder, we don't want to sell a house and the people say, you know, this house, we can't keep it heated. We can't keep it cool. Our utility bills are just outrageous. We don't want people saying that. We want folks to know that we build a good quality house, and it is efficient. When you move in that, you're not going to have get a huge surprise when you get that first cooling or heating bill, and so it's all goes back to Jeremy, his help.
Well, you know, if you buy an existing home, you can request the utility bills, and kind of get maybe a rough idea. Of course, everyone has a different lifestyle and different things like that, but you can kind of get maybe a rough idea. But if it's a brand new house, there's no history of utility usage, and so as a new home buyer, you just you're not sure what your utility costs are going to be. But if you have something like that shows, okay, this house meets certain criteria, then you know that your utility bills aren't going to be exorbitant, that you have some energy savings built into that home, and that you're going to be able to afford. It's one thing to afford the mortgage, but then you've got to afford everything else that goes with it, and the utilities can be a big item. If you don't have a well-built home and that's got some efficiencies in the home. So we've owned some of those.
Yes, I have too.
Where most of the stuff went right out the window.
Yeah, right up through the attic and out.
So not the best use of your money, that's for sure.
But some great money you can spend is having Jeremy come out and do an energy audit on your house, and you can find out where you're losing that heating and cooling, and learn how to make your house more efficient, and it's well worth the money.
Absolutely, it is.
Yep.
And speaking of heating and cooling, I'm gonna give Spring Mountain Air a plug here because I can.
Absolutely.
But November, this is the last month that you can get your rebate from City Utilities for having your furnace preseason tune-up done. So if you've been thinking about doing that and you've been kind of busy and haven't got around to it yet, you're probably gonna get more busy with the holidays coming up. So I just want to remind people, if that's something that's in the back of your mind you want to do, make sure you give us a call this month and get on the schedule to do that so that you can get your $30 rebate for that.
Yeah.
So, because after November 30th, it's gone.
Yep.
Can't get it then, so.
It's a good time to do it now anyway before it gets too cold.
Yep.
Keep you safe. Keep it running as efficient as it can.
Yep, there you go. Get it done now, and then you're good to go. Then you can go Christmas shopping.
Golly, I just hate to think about that. I mean, okay, we're past Halloween now. Thanksgiving will be here before we know it. It's Christmas. And I love Christmas.
I do too.
But, it's just hard to believe. Where's this year gone?
Well, I don't know. But I love to decorate. I I have so much fun decorating our house and having friends over and family, and it's just it's a fun time of the year for me. I enjoy it. So, and speaking of that, if you're in the market for furniture, remember our friend Jack from Smart Choice Furniture?
Yes.
He came over to the shop yesterday, I think, because we're right next door to each other, and he told me that on November 10th, which is a week from tomorrow, at 9 o'clock, they're going to have a huge auction. And you've been over there. He's got lots and lots of furniture. Yeah. He's got some really neat stuff, and he's going to put, hopefully it's going to be a nice day. I think they're going to put a lot of the inventory out on the parking lot, and they're just going to auction it off to the highest bidder.
Oh, wow.
So if you're looking for anything like that, I was over there today. He's got some gorgeous stuff. Some of it's brand new. Some of it's been traded in, but it's in very good, almost like new condition. So he's going to get me some more information on that, so I'll have more information on that next Friday.
Well,
but
his prices are great anyhow.
They're wonderful.
But
I love to shop there.
Yeah, but just imagine, those great prices, but, even lower. Wow, I mean, that's incredible.
He showed me today, he put together a bed that came in, and it is a gorgeous 4-poster bed with the metal support in the middle where you can put whatever it is, fabric and all that. I mean, it's a king size.
Wow.
And it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, you would have to have a big room to put this in, obviously.
Wouldn't work in mine.
But when I looked at it today, I think the price tag on it was $950. Those things go for thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he has the best deals. And so, yeah, I think this auction thing would be something fun. You might want to put it on your list if you're looking for furniture, or if you have family members who, might need some furniture or something.
Yeah.
I would definitely check that out. So mark that down to be able to do that a week from tomorrow.
There you go. So something to put on your calendar.
Something else to do.
Something else to do. And speaking of things to do, while we got time here, before time gets away, I got something I want to remind folks of that's happening tonight.
What you got going on?
Out at River Bluff Fellowship, which is south of Springfield on Evans Road, just past Springfield Lake, or between 65 Highway and Springfield Lake. We're having a huge, big old concert out there tonight with a gentleman from Nashville. His name is Larry Stevenson. He's got a great, great band, and we're just going to have a big time out there tonight. And it's a big bluegrass concert, and so I want to invite folks to come out.
What time does it start?
Starts at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And if you think, I don't care for bluegrass, you need to come out and listen, because this guy is great, and I think you will change your mind once you hear him perform. And I want to thank the folks out there at River Bluff Fellowship. It's a church, but they've just opened their doors to us to let us have any kind of concert we want out there, and they're just such great people, and so it's a great facility to have music and stuff.
And is there a cost to get in?
There is a cost to get in. It's $14 at the door to get in, but it's well worth every penny of it. It's going to be a great show, so I want to invite everybody to come out and be with us tonight.
Well, like you said, you can't listen to a banjo and not smile.
No, that's right. And I tell you,
it will make you happy.
The banjo player that Larry has with him is a very well-known banjo player. His name's Kenny Ingram, and Kenny, I'm sure everybody's familiar with the Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. It was on the Beverly Hillbillies and stuff. Well, when Earl left Lester Flatt, Kenny was the banjo player that took Earl Scruggs' place at sometime down the line there. And so he has played professionally for many years, probably one of the best banjo players that there is in the country. So if you're a banjo enthusiast, you can't be sad when you listen to a banjo player.
No, you can't.
And so you will absolutely love this. I mean, it's going to be a great concert, and Larry's such a great singer, and so, yeah, it's going to be fun.
You guys are doing a good job of getting some really good talent in here.
Well, we're working with the, I'm vice president of the Greater Ozarks Bluegrass Society, and so we're all really working to bring quality entertainment into the Ozarks. We helped provide all the music last weekend out at the fairgrounds for the Big Autumn Fest, and so we're really pushing to have good quality entertainment here in the Ozarks, and trying to, about 4 times a year we'll bring a major act in to perform, and this is our fall show, and so we're really trying to do some great stuff.
And you don't have to drive clear to Branson to see it.
Don't have to drive to Branson to see it, just south of Springfield, and you can take 65 south to Evans Road, and it's just about a mile and a half back west.
Yep.
So.
Easy
be
to
a fun
get there.
time.
Yep.
Easy to get there, and so yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Sounds like it. Sounds like
Yeah,
fun.
It will be.
So do you like bluegrass, Jeremy?
I love some bluegrass.
Well, there you go.
You know, I don't know whether any. I got to get on my soapbox a little bit here. I used to always do this back years ago when I did the show for Herman Lumber. The day after the Country Music Awards, I always got on my soapbox. What the heck is the music industry doing? That was the most god-awful thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. I didn't watch
and
it.
I love all kinds of music. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it just proves that these singers nowadays aren't singers. It's all done electronically in the studio, the pitch correction and everything, because it was horrible.
Yeah. That's what I always said. You know, if I got with the right person, they could make me sound good, too.
I could make you a star, Mary.
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
So there's my little input.
We got
on
a caller real quick.
Yeah.
We got 2 minutes. We have Todd from Ozark. Todd, we down to about 2 minutes on the show. What can we help you with today?
Yeah, can I leave a message for Butch, please?
I think you got the wrong number.
There's no Butch there?
No Butch here.
Sorry.
Nope, this is you're on the air on the radio.
So, Butch, if you're listening, call Todd.
yeah, we can do it that way. So
that's the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Didn't have the answer to that one.
Nope. So, Jeremy, tell folks once again how they can get a hold of you to help them out.
Give us a call, 893-8941. Check us out at our website, energywisemissouri.com. Got a spot on there. You can leave a comment, get in contact if you need to that way as well.
All right.
So,
yep.
What do you got going on this weekend?
Well, I'm going to have a great weekend. I'm going to have my folks are coming down tomorrow and spend some time with us, and then my son is coming with my grandchildren.
Well, that'll be
and,
fun.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Jimmy's holding on. Jimmy, we got about 1 minute.
All right, so how you guys doing today?
Good. What can we do for you?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
Is Butch there?
Nope, no Butch here.
Well, could you leave a message for me?
You're live on the radio. Can't do that. Well, Butch is a pretty popular person today,
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they're listening to the show anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's no Butch here.
Yep, that's right. So
I think that about does it.
we are done for the day, and I tell you what, it's a beautiful day to get out this afternoon, enjoy the outdoors, and just have a wonderful weekend. And so this is Home Repairs and Solutions. We're heard every Friday morning from 10 to 11 right here on AM 560 KWTO.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions."